Welcome everyone to 8-Bit Crumbs. I am dry-ass Corey Coleman. I say that because I'm dry, man. I'm dry-ass Corey Coleman because over here I got Christopher Juicy Herman.
I'm here to juice you up, man. Yes,
Juicy.
Christopher Juice Herman.
Yeah, man, I'm a little dry, but maybe you can juice me up a little bit.
I'll give you a squirt or two.
Yeah, squirt just a little bit, just a little bit of a spritz, if you don't mind. Yeah. Last week, you probably saw me play one game in particular, and it was this game right here.
The ground burned to ash, and the seas boiled, and people turned into shadows. So let us not fear.
Don't you feel like just saying, man, why don't you calm your ass down?
He's very aggressive. In Russian's always already a kind of scary language, but he's got that extra growl, that radiation's just affecting his throat for so long.
Jesus, man. The Germans got him beat on anger, you know?
That's true.
Like, I'm glad he's not a German guy.
No, it'd be terrifying.
This, you know?
Yeah.
And the bombs rained down on the land, and they destroyed all the Jews, and it was paradise.
Yeah.
But this guy, he kind of, I have a feeling like this guy was actually telling the story at your home. He'd be drunk and in your face.
It's drunk. You're drunk Russian off.
That's what it is. There would be no personal space.
Yeah.
And then the people turned to sand, and they all were ashen, and the land was burned. Like, man, watch out. It's okay. Just sit down, man. I can hear you from the couch.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Let us steel ourselves against them. For this,
Another thing. Bitch, you ain't gonna tell me what to do.
They turn into Bill Cosby. So that's what happens. Morphing into that.
I'll lay a bomb on your ass. You keep fucking with me.
This I have to say, man, when I was playing the game, now I'm gonna tell you something about gameplay with me. I'm either I got two modes. Either I'm really into the game or I'm entertaining. I'm not saying I'm entertaining. I'm trying to entertain.
Right.
I miss a lot of things when trying to do a performance and play a game at the same time. And I just realized last week that I was playing this game completely wrong. I went and started over.
Yeah.
With Metro Exodus, that's what we're talking about. Metro Exodus, Metro Exodus, man. With this game, you have to play it in a way that I love playing, and I did not even realize this. I went back and started the game over. You guys probably saw me last week when I spent like an hour in one spot where I kept respawning and getting killed because I went in blasting.
Sure.
You don't play this game. If you're looking for a shooter, they describe it as a shooter. You don't go in shooting, man.
It's more of a stealth shooter, honestly, because kind of the point, like, you can engage in combat like a lot of the time, but you're also supposed to avoid enemies, And I think that's always been a part of Metro's appeal to a certain degree.
I played this and I haven't had to kill a single human being. Yeah. I've killed mutants.
Yep.
I've killed those fish-eyed dogs, fish-eyed fools. I killed one demon. If you're playing the game, what it is the Russian wasteland. It's in nuclear wasteland, and these people have been underground in the metro. This metro tunnel, and now they're coming out into the world. One guy hears voices on the radio signaling, saying there's other people out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start raising our children above ground now, and we can start over again. So with the game, you're not, of course, you got the typical the nuclear wasteland,
destruction.
stuff,
everything's brown and gray.
The regular
miserable
tropes. There's radiated mutants. Animals are mutated. Things are trying to kill you everywhere. Everything's dirty and destruction and ash everywhere. But I tell you, man, with this game, I really. I enjoyed playing stealth with a lot of things, and I did not know that this was such a stealth-oriented game until I started over and started playing it. And like the section where I kept getting killed, I did not have to kill one person at all. I have not killed one human being. I've killed they got winged demon bats running, like humanoid bat things flying around. I've killed one of those, but I haven't killed one have not killed one person, one human being. And to get an ending that is a good ending, you should not do that, right?
No, yeah, it's encouraged you to not constantly murder people and to actually avoid, or in certain situations, just to knock them out. You have an option either to like punch someone just to knock them out, or to stab someone in the throat. And mostly, I've just knocked people out. I think Metro is kind of unique in that way, where the gameplay, yeah, you can do it like much like how the trailer is showcasing it right now. You can just blow people up and
the trailer encourages you to murder everything. It encourages you,
but the game kind of rewards you for not doing those certain things. You also get different types of narrative and options, so like how the characters react to you, depending on if you're constantly like murdering people throughout the environment or certain missions. It's like, okay, so there's another reason to play it one way and then another way the next time. So there's a lot of gameplay value there, and that's why I think the Metro series has been pretty successful for the most part.
Yeah, but I love stealthy gameplay, man.
Sure.
I love doing that. I love sneaking behind a dude and just knocking him in the back of his head.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah. Now there are some times where it's frustrating because I'll come across. What's that?
They spot you.
Well, no, actually, I've been very good about not being spotted. I've actually surprisingly been able to sneak through a lot of things and not be spotted at all.
Nice.
I have, I've started over in some spots where the animals, have killed me or something. But as far as a human being, nah, man. There's one particular part. I mean, it's hard because you cross some real assholes in this game, man. They got one dude in a cage and they're just taunting him. They're about to kill this guy.
Yep.
And I want to go and kill these. I just want to crack necks.
Sure, of course.
So bad.
Yeah.
I want to just stab them in the back of. I want to stab them in the ass, stump their heads in. But
It's not doomed though.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, you're not. Yeah.
Excuse me. I know it's about a 20-hour game. I probably put like about
that.
Yeah, I probably put like about 7-8 hours into it right now. Not a whole lot. I'm doing some side missions and whatnot. It's a fun game, man. I really like. I will say that I mean, if you want the bad ending because you just want to go in and murder, then that's fine. You're not going to get a good ending for it. But if you do not. This trailer is trying to fuck with y'all, man. Do not follow this trailer and go in and be killing everything in sight if you want the good ending. So that's what I'm saying. If you're a stealth person who loves playing in that way, and I very much do. The game is great for that. Everybody's saying how great this game is and how it's a contender for Game of the Year. I would tell you, if you are a person who loves blasting, I don't think it'll be that much fun for you.
No. It's actually very slow. There's a lot of dialogue, as during our kind of stream. A lot of people like to talk to each other in this game.
Yeah.
I like that in first-person shooters, but also I will critique it because you just kind of have to sit there. You can't interact in the environment.
Yeah,
You're not engaged in the conversation. Yeah. I think that's I do have some complaints about this game, and that's one of them. Is that RTM is a silent protagonist for the most part. He does speak at certain times, but it's always during a transition period.
Well, it's always during a load screen. It's like when you don't want to hear him. That's your main character, RTM. Like he's writing his journal, and he's like, there is this girl in class that I really like. My
wife. I love her. It's kind of like that. And I've always found that kind of frustrating. I think we can kind of move past silent protagonists in games. But for whatever reason, we're still sticking with that. The one thing that I've kind of felt mixed on is the open world environments, where I like exploring these areas because there's a lot of like world building in this game. You encounter these bombed out shelters with you can see like a family that was living there. They were stockpiling food. Then you also see this guy surrounded
the dead families. The
dead families. But then it's like they'll tell like a little story. Like this one guy's just surrounded by liquor bottles, so he might have just drunk himself to death before the nuclear blast happened. I mean, that's a better way to go out. So I like it for that. But I will say it's kind of frustrating moving around this environment sometimes because in the one section I'm in right now, you get like a boat, and that boat's a pain in the ass to control. I'm sorry, it goes very slow, and I just wish there was a way to kind of move a little bit easier across these open world environments, because Metro's always been very contained and very linear. So this is the first time that 4A Games is doing a title like this, and I'm just kind of spotting those frustrating things, and it's like I hope it improves later on, because there are other open world areas, and I'm kind of curious. Okay, well, this has a boat. What's the next one going to have? Is it going to have a car? Move a little faster? I'm kind of curious about that, but at this point, I'm like, there are things that bother me where the other titles didn't.
Yeah. Well, a couple of things I agree with you on. Yeah. Wholeheartedly, man. One, that goddamn boat, man. That boat is slow, and every time you get in that boat, there's something always fucking with you, man. There's a shrimp or a catfish that jumps on there and just shakes you up.
He ate me. He keeps eating me.
Yeah, and I haven't been even eaten by it, but there are plenty of things who just keep jumping on that boat when I'm just trying to get around. And the boat is very slow, and you got to have the boat to like get around some places unless you just want to trek the wasteland.
Different islands you got to get to. You got to use the boat.
Yeah, you have to use that boat, man. And things will fuck with you on that boat. There is something constantly trying to rock that boat, man. The other thing is, I don't mind like the quiet, protagonist or the person that you play or whatever. The speechless,
main
avatar,
character.
character.
Avatar. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
I don't mind that, but you got to pick one. It's kind of weird when when the dude is talking to himself.
Yes.
And he gets around people.
Pretty much they're just talking to him.
Yeah, they're just talking to him. It's like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
You just get
expecting his tongue or something.
because everybody's like, it's almost like the game is being played and you're just watching people talk because you just sit in the corner.
Yeah.
And then when you don't answer, it's like, Arthur, what do you think? And you picture the character like,
yeah, pretty much. They ask you that and they go back right to talking. It's
Yeah.
like, just kind of go in with the voice acting.
if the game is suited to you not having a voice and because they want you to like picture yourself as the character.
I get that, but
I'm okay with that. But if you have a character and it's not you and he talks when nobody else is around, it's like, okay, either this, that's weird. The person just looks insane.
I think it works to have a silent protagonist better in a game that has minimal dialogue. Like, I think of Doom. Like Doom, there's really not that much dialogue at all. Like, you only have one person really talking to you the entire time. It's just over like the radio.
Yeah.
This robot guy. This one, everyone's constantly talking to you.
Yeah.
And so it just feels like, I think it would have been a nice step to have a voice actor in for this guy, because they have one for him. So why don't you just repurpose that for some of these scenes? It's a very odd decision. I was hoping that this particular game would have that, because they said this is the most dialogue, most conversations in any of the previous two titles combined, and that says something to me. And that's a little frustrating. Someone who likes a beefy narrative in video games.
Yeah. Now, we're talking about how with that game, but it's a great game.
I do enjoy it, despite my complaints. I love the world. The gameplay is really, really fun. I mean, I just like just walking around, just silence. All you hear is the wind, like against that cold whispering wind that you hear, like against the
game
buildings.
makes me cold.
Yeah, it does, and I loved it for that. I mean, it's a beautiful looking game. I encourage people to check it out who want a different type of first person shooter experience. But I do have some issues with it, whereas the other two I didn't. The previous two titles.
Yeah. And I totally agree with that. Now we're talking about a game that encourages you not to go in blasting, killing everything, not to go in, just being a cold-blooded, bloodthirsty murderer. Which, like I said, if that's what you want to be, maybe Metro Exodus is not.
Sure.
May I kindly refer you to this shelf over here with this game. It's odd that these. Well, it's not odd. It's just kind of it's interesting that these two games came out on the same weekend, because they're both games about the apocalypse, life after the apocalypse, and then they couldn't be any different from each other, man. And like I said, if you want to go in and you want to kill everything, then by all means, this is the game for you. This game not only encourages you to go in and shoot everything, but they encourage you to go in and burn, bite, chew, stab, dismember, slice everything to death.
Slice and dice.
You and an animal, a companion, and anything else you can get, use it to kill anything in your sight. No punishment for that.
Yep.
No penalties. Go in and do your thing. Plus, they are very goofy games too, man.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. This is a goofy game, where the other one's kind of more serious.
Oh sure.
Yeah, I'm playing this. I'm playing it this week, but you were playing this last week, man.
Yes,
it's a fun game, man. It's just don't expect to go in and make sense out of this. This is ridiculous. It's after a nuclear war. And the world is more beautiful than it was before.
I know, it's great.
No radiation. There's no real repercussions, man, except these two black chicks is going around just messing with people.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Williams sisters, man.
This is what they would be in the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, man. They would
nice.
they'd beat people with tennis rackets.
Perfect. It would have been great. Should have got them to do the voices.
Yeah, why not, man?
The character models at least.
Yeah, I right now, I mean, it's great.
It's fun.
Playing a game. I mean, I'm going to pass it on to you, man. I'm just going to say this real quick, though, because I will say, after playing Far Cry 5, which I did not complete, playing this game right here, really feels it. Look, I like it because it's just after playing Metro, it's just like I can just go in and do whatever I want.
It's a palate cleanser.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm having fun just going and just playing a nonsense narrative and killing everything. But I have to say that it does slightly feel more like the same, man.
No, it is more of the same, and I think that's what holds it back to a large degree. I do like that it's an actual sequel to one of the Far Cry games. We haven't gotten that since like the old days, like the original Far Cry's, like on the Xbox and stuff. So I like that it's a narrative sequel. I mean, you meet a lot of the same characters from Far Cry 5. You see them much older. The former villain of that game, the Father Joseph, like he's become a real interesting character. And while narrative isn't kind of focused on a lot of the Far Cry, except for certain characters and personalities, I did appreciate that they included that in there. It's like, okay, I like some consistency. But if you just like to have fun, you like to traverse an open world very easily. They give you tons of options, whether it be on cars or motorcycles or wingsuits or parachutes. It's there for you. Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Where I have my complaints about Metro, where it's like to move around the open world is very frustrating. This one makes it very, very easy. The only problem is that all those other previous Far Cry games had the same type of gameplay mechanics, and that might feel old to a lot of people. But I do like that it's set in a post-apocalyptic environment that is not gray and miserable. It's like you say, it's more beautiful than ever. It's covered in flowers. The creatures are not like sickly or just like gross or ugly. Like they're more beautiful than ever. I really like that. It's refreshing in that way. But the gameplay loop, even though I'm a big fan of the Far Cry gameplay loop, it's exactly the same as the other games. They make some minor differences, like you have a home base now where you can upgrade it, increase your ammo capacity, different types of weapons, and like med kits and things like that, improve your character in the long run. But yeah, the same type of mechanics are there. Attack an outpost, you get this reward for it. Same type of mission structures, same type of companion characters, but it's still fun.
You know what? I tell you what's disappointing about this. Mm-hmm. And I can really get right down to it because Far Cry, it's nothing for them to do like a smaller offshoot of the bigger game when it comes out. Mm-hmm. But usually when they do that, man, they've made a completely different game.
Yes, they have.
If everybody remembers, man, it's something that they did really cool when Far Cry, 3 came out. Was that with the time that the Dragon, Blood Dragon came out?
An evil presence seeks to enslave what's left of humanity. And there's only one thing that can stop it.
Nobody threatens my planet.
Thank you, Michael Biehn.
Yeah, what was great about this is that they went straight for a campy, straight-to-video 80s movie.
Sure.
And I thought that was amazing that they went and did something like that. They took a chance on something like that, and it was completely, it was small. It wasn't a big deal, but it was, it was really different from Far Cry 3.
Yeah,
and I thought that all right, that is cool. Now with this, it feels like with New Dawn, it feels like Far Cry 5 with just like pinker, Pinker. So,
sure.
The pinky apocalypse, as I call it. So, but it's a fun game, man.
Yeah, I think that is. I just appreciate that. Okay, they care enough to still give a sense of closure to people that like those characters from Far Cry 5. I liked it. Like I got to the end, I was like, okay, I appreciate what you did. This story's over now, and I'm hopeful that they take the criticism that they got from Far Cry New Dawn and do something really different with it. I think they have to with the Far Cry franchise at this point. Because this has been a common complaint ever since really 4. And that was the second game after 3. People were saying this is just more of the same. And Far Cry 5 was a little bit refreshing because they kind of had a totally different idea for it and different types of characters.
Yeah.
Having it take place in America, too, made it a little more unique, I thought. We don't often see like Montana of all places. So I think they need to get weirder with it. People have suggested like kind of like a dinosaur type environment. They would love to see like a combination with like a Turok. Like you take it to an alien world. Like you got to get crazy and weird with it at this point.
Yeah. Shit, maybe they can do what Fast and Furious is still scared to do. We can
yes, exactly.
Dudes driving cars with dinosaurs, man.
Mm-hmm. Robot dinosaurs.
The robot dinosaurs.
Transformers and everything.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I agree. Go fucking nuts, man.
You got to.
Yeah. Do it where dinosaurs transform into cars. You ride them around.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. They're your companion. Your car is your companion character.
Yeah. So there you go, people. That's what we're playing this week. Those are impressions of those games.
Yeah.
You probably see me and perhaps Chris Juicy over here playing a little bit of Far Cry Dawn, depending on how long this goes on and whether you guys want to continue the show. We'll talk to you after that. Let's see what we got. Let's move on to Halo. Oh, hello. Now we're talking about properties, video game properties going to television. And let's just say now that we talked about it last week, and I'll even pull it up again for you. On Netflix, animated Castlevania found a lot of success on that. 2 seasons in, going for a third.
Don't deserve the earth. Humans scheme and betray. They all must die.
And damn, he's serious.
Yeah.
He's pissed. Castlevania found success in animated form. Now, I could have done it in live action, but of course, animation is probably a little cheaper to produce here.
Sure.
Television seems to be a place where video games could probably go and thrive a little bit better.
Sure. Less control, at least, from a studio who's like, well, we're putting $100 million in this movie. You got to do the specific things. Television show? All right, here's your budget and make it work.
Oh, yeah.
It's that kind of situation.
This you could kind of say that this has been tested before, and I'll let you run with the story right here.
Oh, sure. I mean, so right now, they're finally moving on that Halo series after, 6 years after it was announced originally.
You're talking about the one where it was announced on Spike and Steven Spielberg popped up.
The announcement of the Xbox One and what the system was going to be.
One of the best storytellers of all time, Mr. Steven Spielberg.
I've been playing games for decades, and I even started playing Pong in 1974.
Oh, here we go.
And over the years,
You're like, damn, you old Spielberg.
Yeah, we get it.
Come on, man. I relate to the kids.
Yeah. I made a video game or whatever it was, Roblox.
Yeah. Spielberg producing that don't mean shit.
Doesn't give a shit.
Spielberg, look, much respect to Spielberg, and there's no look. Spielberg's a hero, man. I have nothing bad to say. Brought me some of the greatest memories of my life. Have no disrespect to Spielberg, but don't you think that today just putting Spielberg's name on a production as producer means something? Spielberg gets paid just to put his name. And maybe I don't know. I want to make sure. I'm just going to say I believe, because I heard a story where with Men in Black. He didn't go in and really give any creative input. He just put his name on there and made tons of money.
This thing they've been trying to make a Halo movie or a production or a TV series for a very, very long time. And this is the first time it's like, oh, we're going to do it, because they were positioned Xbox as, it's not only a video game console, guys. It's an entertainment system. It's all about television and sports and Call of Duty and all these other things you love. But because the Xbox, rightfully so, was criticized for all those various practices it was going to introduce to its system, that they're like, we're not going to do that. We're going to take a step back. We're gonna concentrate on games right now. But they had to change their entire apparatus. That's why they had so many other cancellations, like in terms of their video games that they were going to do, and various TV shows and documentaries. And that's why the Halo franchise has been kind of, non-existent.
I'm not a huge Halo fan. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I never played.
No, I get where you're coming.
Like, what is this? What is this one for? This is
from Halo Reach.
Halo Reach. Okay,
it's like a prequel trailer to the events of the first. That game. Yeah.
Now they put out a lot of live action trailers to show that how this could work.
No, absolutely.
As a movie, one of your favorites is which one?
Halo ODST, a spinoff of Halo 3.
Yeah,
my favorite Halo.
That's right. I remember seeing this. This is great, man. They got a lot of the visuals down,
Everything about from a production standpoint, from how it's shot, the editing, even some of the special effects. Like, I can see a television series of this and have it work really, really well.
Yeah. And you know what? And they've had a series. They had, what was it? Halo
Forward Unto Dawn. Yeah, which was leading up to Halo 4.
Yeah,
prequel.
Yeah, man. This is not something that unlike Skull and Bones.
Yeah.
Where we're just putting the game's not even released yet, and we're just gonna try to make a prop out of it.
We're trying. We spent like a half hour, however long, trying to come up with something.
Halo has exactly. Halo has proved itself to work in live action several times. They just haven't. I don't think they pushed it to its till its fullest. But
mainstream. They haven't gone mainstream with it.
Exactly. Yeah. But this was very close. Halo Until Dawn.
Stay close to me. I'm your best chance for survival.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That's badass.
It is.
That is a Terminator 2 moment.
I need a weapon.
Yeah.
The Chief, man.
That is Master Chief, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Young Master Chief.
I didn't see this, by the way, but you did. You liked it?
No, I liked it. It was a mini series. What it did was it followed like a soldier academy on this planet. And it's the outbreak of war with an alien confederacy called the Covenant. They come to attack these like colonial worlds and this particular academy about these kids that are trying to survive. Most of them die horrifically, actually. Like these kids get fucked up. They either explode, they get cut in half. You know, I mean, it was really cool and bloody. It was like rated R.
And half of them look annoying anyway. I
know you don't know these people. One of them is one of the kids is from the Narnia franchise, the main girl.
Oh, really?
I forget that actress, but yeah, she's right next to him in that particular shot. But yeah, and then at the end you have Master Chief coming in with a squad of Spartans trying to rescue these students, the last survivors of this academy, because everyone else is wiped out and dead.
Yeah,
because that's kind of what the Covenant's whole thing is. They're religious fanatics, and so we have to destroy all of humanity because they're an affront to our religion.
They're heretics.
They're heretics. Yeah, exactly. And so it had a really good premise, and it didn't kind of outlive its welcome or anything like that. So no, and if you can, I would love it if they kind of did like an anthology series where you explored like different stories like every seasons. I think that'd be fun because as they said, this is not going to be a strict adaptation of the games. You're not going to see.
Also, your buddy John is following.
Oh, my buddy John.
Yeah, your buddy John.
John, it's good to see you, John. I appreciate that.
Your buddy's here, man.
No, it's good to see you, man. But no, I think if they approach in the right way, where it's not a strict adaptation of those games, then I think you can get something really interesting. Tell different types of stories.
Yeah. I tell you, man, there have been people interested in this where me not being a huge Halo fan,
sure,
knowing the people that have expressed their interest, gets me pulled in. Say what you will about Spielberg. I mean, Spielberg's name still carries weight.
Sure.
And so I hear Spielberg is interested. And I'm like, especially in a video game property. I'm like, okay, you know what? I mean, if anybody's going to go in and probably get it right, it's going to be Steven Spielberg, man. Captain Talon just
Thank you for the subscription.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
If anybody's going to get it right, probably be Spielberg.
Yeah.
But now, if you want to go, you're talking about how Spielberg, Spielberg's older. There is a younger generation that's come up, and people know the name. This one's kind of phased out a little bit. But if you do want to skew younger, and somebody that seems to be able to say what you will about his recent movies, somebody that can probably go in and have the vision for it.
Sure.
Neil Blomkamp.
Mm-hmm. Let me put up that image of that fucking robot.
Chappie!
My name is Chappie. Hello, I'm
Chappie live.
Chappie live. Chappie have fun.
Chappie alive.
Chappie, the boy, I love the way he just put that big behind. Like Chappie was gonna blow up. Chappie gonna be the shit.
Love this character. No, it didn't work out that way, did it?
No, Chappie got crappy, and a lot of people did not like that. I tell you, I like Chappie more than I like Elysium. His last movie.
Yeah, I didn't like Elysium at all.
Before that, Chappie at least had me somewhat interested, but I think they're both kind of lame movies.
No.
But this guy, when you mention his name, I think he has a look for two things. Mm-hmm. One, we heard him talk about Alien. He has his own vision of bringing Alien back. He wants to bring back Sigourney Weaver, and also just kind of just. He wants to go and retcon the whole thing by saying,
yes,
this is going to take place right after Aliens. Mm-hmm. I'm bringing back Michael Biehn. We're going to bring back Newt. Have a whole new story. Forget all the shit that happened after that.
Yeah, Alien 3, Alien 4.
Yeah, all that. That was a bad dream. She was in like cryo sleep, and she was having a nightmare the whole time. I dreamt I was on a prison planet.
Everyone was bald.
Everyone was bald.
I was having sex with aliens in the fourth one, maybe? I don't know.
I dreamt I was a clone and all kind of weird shit. Boy, you don't know what the hell I've been through.
An alien baby?
Yeah. Do it.
Ooh.
But his vision also, I mean, he did a
short,
a Halo
proof
short.
of concept, really.
For
Peter Jackson.
And I thought, you know what? He would have been probably perfect for this too.
He would have been great for it.
This is probably the best time for it to work.
Is it the best time? Because that's been my kind of complaint, is that a lot of these video game adaptations they want to do, it seems like it's so late in the game. Because that's one of my concerns, is that the Halo franchise has fallen off. This would have been perfect to do when Halo 3 came out in 2007, 2008, when the franchise was at its height, when everyone just wanted to get Xbox 360 to play that game. With the Halo franchise, after 5, and even though I liked it 4, people just aren't really excited about it right now. What I think, in order to have the television show be a success, but that may not necessarily need to do, but they need to get people interested in the games who weren't even interested in to begin with. And I think a great example is to look at a recent franchise of we have to change everything about this, and it's God of War. what my biggest problem with like those God of War games, like Kratos was not a character. It was super repetitive gameplay. The story sucked. You didn't care about the world. They changed all of that. They made Kratos a really interesting character. They gave him a companion, his son. They opened up the world so you can explore it on your own time and kind of learn about it and meet new and interesting people. They need to do that with the Halo franchise. They need to make Master Chief, and he's never been it, an interesting character. Apply that formula they did with God of War to him and his game. So, like, if I were to do this, if I was to like get people interested in this franchise again, first 5 minutes of the game, his helmet's off, and you see his face, and you make it a very deep and compelling story. And then it's like, hey, we had this game of the year-esque type of thing where it's narrative driven. It's a narrative driven single player story. And we got a TV show right at the bat.
Okay,
that's how you would do it. Make it. You sell it that way.
Let me ask you this then.
Yeah.
What is? Okay, first of all, you're right. Microsoft doesn't need to do a show at all.
No, sure.
They can just go ahead and concentrate on these games and try to bring in, a certain IP back that they didn't have. That was once very profitable for them. And
it's fallen off. It's starting to fall off.
It's been, if anything, it's been taken over by what do you call it? Marcus Phoenix and what?
343 Invis.
No.
Okay.
No.
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Oh yeah.
I keep wanting to say God of War.
Yeah.
Gears of War. No, it's been taken over by Gears of War. Gears of War is the thing now that you think of when you want to go to an Xbox exclusive.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think that what else do they have besides what is that?
Those other franchises?
Yeah,
Halo, Gears of War, Forza, and that's it. That's one of Microsoft's biggest problems.
That is it. And I think that if they want to bring back Halo, and I don't think that's a bad idea. The reason why I say that this is the perfect time to do it is because, again, they have a new console coming out.
Yeah.
And I would normally say don't do the game at all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, don't do the movie.
The show.
I'm sorry, the show. Don't do the show at all.
Right.
But it's already been promised. Mm-hmm. And I think, at this point, if you still want to deliver on this instead of having people like, man, what the fuck happened to that Halo project? Yeah. This would be the time to bring it out. Mm-hmm. You got two things that happen at once. You're reviving your an old property that fell off, and you're promising, you're delivering on a promise that happened years ago that you didn't deliver on then. Mm-hmm. That is my thinking for that. Why I think that's a perfect time.
No. I mean, I think they need to do it because they promised it. You just can't cancel that project because you get more people that are just disappointed.
It'll be weird if they brought it out like in the middle of the run of this last console, the Xbox One.
Yeah,
if they just brought it out of nowhere. But imagine how much of an event it is. Mm-hmm. If you bring out a new console and we're reintroducing a brand new, better Halo, and we
got a TV show.
We got the TV show.
That's how you would do it.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's what I want. There you go.
All right. Glad we got that.
No, we agreed.
I was about to fight you, man.
We came to a conclusion. Yeah, we got there. We got it.
Glad you listened to reason, Herman.
I tried.